Welcome to the Style and Grace podcast, maintaining mental health and tackling real life issues with honesty and compassion. Where style meets substance and grace meets real life experiences.
Hey y'all, hey, and welcome to another episode of the Style and Grace podcast. I'm your host, Whitney Victoria. Can y'all believe that we're on episode 3? I'm still in disbelief sometimes, but I am so grateful that we're here. Listen, today's episode is close to my heart because it's something I recently had to confront in my own life, and that's celebrating myself. And I want to dive into why it's so important to pause and acknowledge your wins, no matter how big or how small. We really need to start doing a better job of that. So last week, I had therapy. I had my first therapy session of 2025, and my therapist was like, "Hey, Happy New Year. What's going on? What's new with you? Tell me something good. Like, how did you start your new year?" And I said, "Well, I I launched my podcast," and we were both, in excitement. She was like, "Do you know how long you've been talking about this? This has been years in the making." And we just went on, and I'm excited that she's excited, and probably vice versa, right? And then after all of that, she was like, "What did you do to celebrate the launch of your podcast?" And I'm like, "Well, I told my family and friends about it. I posted on all my social media platforms and, just all of that stuff, right?" And she was like, "No, like, what did you actually do to celebrate the launch of your podcast?" And I paused and I was like, "Well," and I kept thinking for a little moment. And I was like, "You know what? I didn't do anything." I was like, I hadn't even thought about celebrating the launch of the podcast. And that hit me because I realized how often I brush past my wins without pausing to appreciate them. And I told her, I was like, "You're right. I rarely celebrate myself." And it just made me realize, like, I need to get out of the habit of not celebrating myself, and not in some self-righteous way or narcissistic way or any of that, but just celebrating accomplishments, especially in this time now, this crazy times now that we're in. Like, it is important that we celebrate our wins, no matter how big or how small or how in between they are. A victory is a victory. And we're going to get into that today. We're going to talk about why we don't celebrate ourselves, why it matters, and how we can start making celebration a regular part of our lives. Okay, fam, let's get into it. Why do we struggle to celebrate ourselves? Like, for real, why? And I think that for many of us, it's because we feel like we're not there yet. And I know that used to be one of my struggles. That used to be a struggle of mine. And I'm not going to hold you. I still feel like that sometimes, but I have to remind myself, "Hey, Whit, you got to bring that back." Or sometimes we're so focused on the next goal or the bigger picture that we don't even give ourselves permission to celebrate the steps that we've taken along the way. And I also feel like in this society, there's a societal pressure to keep us grinding and not stop to acknowledge what we've accomplished. It's like we feel guilty for taking a moment to shine. And if you're a mom like me or someone juggling a million responsibilities, it can seem a little selfish to pause and celebrate yourself. But baby, listen, here's the truth. Not celebrating your wins sends a message to yourself that your hard work and achievements aren't acknowledging. Or I'm sorry, are not worth acknowledging. And that's not okay. We deserve to celebrate the things we work for, no matter how small they might seem in the grand scheme of things. Think about it. What's something that you achieved recently that you didn't celebrate? Take a moment. Think about it. I'll wait. After that therapy session, I had like to do some self reflecting, right? And self reflecting is not always a pretty thing. But during that time of self reflecting, it was kind of like, you know what? When you celebrate yourself, it can help build your self esteem. Think about it. Like when you take time to acknowledge your hard work, you are reminding yourself that you are capable and that your efforts matter and that you are worthy of recognition. It's like you are how can I put this? You're basically creating a positive cycle, right? It gives you the motivation to keep going when you celebrate your progress. So the more likely you are to celebrate your progress, you are going to keep pushing towards your goals because you've already seen the value in each step. And let's not forget about gratitude. When you begin to celebrate, you also begin to have moments of thankfulness for your journey, for your growth, and for the people that supported you along the way. Y'all already know, like launching this podcast has been some years in the making, right? And I told y'all before that there were times I doubted myself, I was overwhelmed, and things just kept happening. And I questioned myself, like, could I really do this? Like, can it really happen? And you know what? It happened. We are here on the Style and Grace podcast. And I'm proud of myself for that. And you know what? You need to be proud of yourself too for whatever you've accomplished. Whether it is something, you started your business, you wrote a book, you finished a book, you quit a job, then started a new job, whatever it may be. Like, or even wait, or even making it through the week. Matter of fact, making it through the day, because baby, just to see another day is worth celebrating in itself. It is all worth celebrating. Like it really, really is. And I want you to take a moment to think about what you have not celebrated. And it's time to celebrate for real. It is time to celebrate and not feel selfish about celebrating. Now we're gonna get into a few ideas of how you can celebrate yourself. And again, this is for the people that don't celebrate themselves often or don't celebrate themselves at all. Now, when we're talking about celebrating ourselves, like we don't have to do anything extravagant. But if you want to, that's your business. And I'm here for it. I'm here for that. Okay. But here are a few ideas. The first idea, write it down. Keep you a journal or a planner and document your wins. And if you don't like to write, like handwrite, put it in your notes on your iPhone or your Google phone. I don't know what Google has. I don't know, but type it in your phone or your computer or whatever, because when you look at your wins and you celebrate your wins that way and you go back to read them, it's a reminder of how far you've come. The next thing is just treat yourself. You can go out to eat, get you a nice meal, buy you an outfit, some jewelry or whatever, a solo coffee date, whatever makes you feel good. The next one is share your win with someone, and not just with anyone. Make sure you share it with someone that is going to be excited about hearing your win and that is going to help celebrate your win, because sometimes we talk to people that don't even want to know what we have going on, right? So just be mindful of who you share your win with and just make sure that they are here to celebrate you. Let's see the next idea. Create a routine for you. Light you a candle, run you a bath, create you a self-care day, play your favorite song. If you want to dance in your living room or wherever you want to dance, just do something that feels special to you. And the last thing I want you to try is just reflect and give thanks. Reflect and give thanks. Take a moment to reflect on your journey and think about how you showed up for yourself, and think about how you are pushing through and getting the work done. That right there is a celebration all in itself. Like, it doesn't have to be big or expensive. Your celebration of yourself needs to be intentional. And take a moment and pause and say, yo, I did that. I did. I pushed through. I persevered. Like, I did it. And I'm proud. I'm proud of myself. And here's my challenge to you. Think about something that you've done recently that you haven't celebrated yet. And again, it doesn't matter how big or how small it is. I want you to acknowledge it and find a way to celebrate yourself. For me, I'm going to celebrate the launch of this podcast. So this is the plan. I want to do like a lunch or brunch or a dinner. It's not going to be extravagant, but I do want to take that time to celebrate myself. And then while I'm there, I do want to write out like some other goals and things that I have. So that's what I'm going to do. And I want you to do something to celebrate you, right? And I want to hear about it. Send me a message. Send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. For those of you who have my number, text me. I want to hear how you are celebrating your wins, because as you all have celebrated me, I want to help celebrate you all as well. I will give you a shout out, but I can't shout you out if I don't know what we're celebrating. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter how big or how small it is. I want to know. I want to celebrate those moments with you, just like you all are celebrating this moment with me. And I'm proud of you. If nobody told you, I am proud of you, because I know what it feels like to get things done that you've accomplished and not celebrate. I'm here for you. I'm proud of you. I'm going to celebrate you. And y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to this episode. Again, I am grateful for each and every one of you. I am grateful for the feedback that I've been getting on this podcast. Uh this is more than just a podcast, y'all. I promise you, it's more than just a podcast. And as the episodes go on, you're going to understand what I mean by that. Again, y'all, share your wins with me, connect with me. My email will be listed in the show notes. If you follow me on social media, DM me, write me. I want to hear from you. I'm grateful for each of you. Remember to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Thank you all for the likes, comments, and shares. Y'all, I am on YouTube now. So if you are not able to, listen to me on Apple or Spotify, you can listen to me on YouTube. And yeah, so until next time, here is where style meets substance and grace meets real life experiences. I love y'all.